Alright, welcome to the intro of WisQi Bunk with Friends, my chieftain for the East Oriath Exiles Moana League. Been a blast, been a journey, a lot of iterations. I've gone so many places with this build, and now it's somewhere getting to a place that I think is interesting and worth sharing. So decided to submit my first ever build of the league submission. It's a strength stacking melee fire totem chieftain. Currently running 1.6k strength, decent DPS, nothing amazing or like insane, but I'm pretty happy with it. And really pretty solid defenses. So 90 all res, decent chaos, full cap with the flask and armor, like about 15k. So been doing all right in terms of the survivability. The basic idea of the build is to use the chieftain nodes of resistance sharing, so fire resistance applies to cold and lightning and max fire to cold and lightning to get the LRS up. I use this area over here to do that. So I have the basic nodes here plus 3 all, with this being converted to cold and lightning as well. And then I use a warrior's tail with 3 no tattoos. I found one of myself, I got one from Nerfa and one from Kava. So thanks guys for those. I also have a shock node here to reduce effect of shock and a life node on the dexterity. And I plan on also using these other tattoos for something, so there's some more optimization to go, maybe aura effect when I figure some more stuff out. Otherwise, the cool stuff about the new chieftain is this node. Non-unique jewels cause increases of other damage types to apply to fire. This says to be transformed, but what it actually does, it shifts around like a multiplier. So it's more that it's like instead. So you can see how that works. For example, here these nodes are 40% added physical damage, and then I have. I'll just show you how it works. So when I have 1 jewel in range, it adds 14% increased fire damage with maces and scepters, and plus 3 strength, because that gives it to all of the nodes in area are plus 3. But these areas can overlap, so when I put this here, it becomes 28 increased fire and 40 reduced physical. So there you can see their interaction, and plus 6 strength instead of 3. I've also been experimenting with this area of the tree. You put the jewels in all of these, so it then triple stacks everything in the center. And for example, these then become just 24 fire plus 9 strength. But it's very expensive to do this node. I have a lethal pride that goes here that puts these nodes here, or actually these nodes here to percent strength that I could maybe do, but not enough points to do that right now. Running one cluster, the main point is to have the totem nodes here with the ancestral guidance, so that gives the increased totem effect. I also use the one with the placement speed and the sleeping sentries, so I have onslaught when I use totems. I also been experimenting with snaring spirits. This is pretty cool because then you get hinder on the mobs, which is actually pretty helpful. And the final node in the chieftain tree is this one. So your totems taunt, and this is something I didn't really pay much attention to at first. But the first line, recoup 25% of damage taken, is actually really, really good. I always have, or usually have, 5 totems up. So this, if they are all taking damage, then this is somewhat equivalent to 100% damage taken recouped as life. That's how I would kind of view it. So I think this node is really strong and it gives a lot of sustain. Cool. So that's the basic idea. So stacking strength, and it's been really nice to do this in the community. The East Oriath Exiles. So all the gear I've gotten, basically been trading with people and got a lot of it for free. So I bought some fractured bases and done some crafting and a hunter belt, and I've crafted, and everything I've crafted myself, all the rares with the bases that I've bought. Otherwise, I have Alberons and the Iron Fortress with Crowd of Ice and the Lead Sprinkler. So I stack strength to get flat fire, then use the Iron Fortress to boost the bonus, use Iron Will on the tree to make that bonus apply to spell damage, and then use Crown of Ice to get that spell damage to apply to attack damage. But that's the basic stuff. Didn't come up with that myself or anything. But this one, this is kind of original. I don't know. I've never done it before. Dowager's Elixir. I was kind of looking for ways to get some more mitigation, especially physical, and I thought that just kind of happened to kind of glance this over. That hey, this gives charges. That's kind of cool. So I have a button that gives me all charges max. And they last pretty long, and then this refills, and I think this is just really, really nice. Nice way to boost my damage significantly, but also give me some survivability. But hey, let's run a Alhazim map and see what's up. So Maven, and yeah, let's see what goes. I don't think this one had any really like insane mods or anything. But let's see. The basic gameplay loop is just I use the Ancestral Projector Totem, and then I use the Consecrated Path. Then when I want to kill something more tanky, I use the Ancestral War Chief, or if it's a boss or something, I use the Vaal Ancestral War Chief. I also have Vaal Haste, so if I really want to go ham with something. The build is pretty zoomy, because I have so much attack speed that comes from the totems and the blood bridge. Of course, then the totems only kill so fast. So what I usually do is I kind of go fairly slow. This is the kind of pace that I like to run. I spawn my totems ahead of me, and then I apply my flexibility curse, my self-cast. And I really don't mind casting the curse myself. That's completely fine for me. And yeah, as you can see, it's doing pretty well. And I'm super safe, 90 all res, really tanky. Okay, this is it. I made a recent shift in the build, dropping Ironwood on the tree. So Ironwood is down here. Totem life and totem all resistance. And I struggled a little bit with totem survivability, and I plan to fix that with some jewels, but I don't have that sorted yet. Okay, nothing too crazy. Let's do this. What you probably will see here is that so now I have yeah. So you can see in the bottom top left, my consecrated path totems are dying. So that's one of the things that I currently haven't sorted out yet. Is that my totems die a little bit too easy. But even this, you know, we could run that shit pretty easy. It's really safe. I tank a lot of stuff, and my totems take so much damage that the recoup is just cool. So as long as I don't get one shot, I'm pretty good. And then of course, that led me to thinking that hey, maybe I could do. I don't have any. It's really fun. Like I got the enhance on boxes because I had only drop support gems, and then I got it. But yeah, life doesn't strike twice. Just like kind of afraid of fall there. Yeah, I'm really safe, and the kind of recoil direction got me thinking about running the Corrupted Blood. And I currently have no way to kind of get that reservation. But definitely something that could be interesting. Because it's, as long as I don't get kind of one shot, I'm really tanky.
The puppet starts on string. Time to up the stakes.
It's kind of what the boss looks like. So that was 3 bosses. And yeah, let's see. I have one ancestral war chief for this boss now.
I do so enjoy living that life.
So that's kind of the boss damage. I'm pretty happy with that. It's nice. I kind of like these kind of builds where you have a button that gives you this kind of extra damage. Like I like having the ancestral war chief or the wall skills, and I can kind of use that button to feel really powerful. Let's do this as well. Yeah, I think bombs here are curse reflecting curses. So curses. I think I can tank this. Yeah. And there also, if I just my totems take the damage as well as me, and that feels really good. As long as I don't get the one shot, I'm gonna bounce back forward almost instantly. Of course, that kind of prognosis or prognosis class that it makes gives you the corrupted blood effect. That would be really strong for a build like this. But of course, yeah, I don't have that kind of. Maybe later, that's something I could look into. So yeah, that's the build. Doing pretty well. It can do all content so far. I haven't tried Ubers or anything. It's really good at the link mechanic because it's totems, and I hit pretty hard with the totems, so it's kind of suits the trial of or the TOTA playstyle. Also can kill the turtles pretty well. So I think one of the problems is that if you actually have to hit the turtle, then the other stuff kills you. So I can just kind of move around and drop my totems, and then they do the killing. So it kind of works there. Pretty good at sanctum for the same reason, and also I've gone into this kind of stun direction a little bit. Like I showed you some of the nodes here earlier. This is really nice to have this kind of stun threshold reduction. Also tried with the stun support. So it's pretty good at sanctum because I can stun stuff and kill stuff pretty quickly, and I'm really tanky. And yeah, pretty happy with the build, and pretty low budget, I think. Like a lot of this stuff, okay, well, 6 linking this Iron Fortress, of course, might take something. The shield can be pretty basic, and you know, no crazy jewels or anything. I spent maybe 300 chaos rolling my own jewels. The clusters, maybe 400 chaos. So yeah, been good. Anyway, I hope you liked the video, and thanks again. It's been really fun playing with the East Oriath Exiles community. I think this is the first league I've ever like done maps with somebody else. Like at some point we were doing a few maps and like kind of being more active, maybe joining in those, kind of sharing safe houses and that kind of thing. And to get this more social aspect out of Path of Exile has been really something I've enjoyed a lot. So it's been a blast, and thanks for anybody who's made it this far into the video. It's been really fun to play with you guys. Cheers.